Hey, what's going on, everyone? Matthew from therighttrader.com back again with another cryptocurrency video. Today, we're going to be taking at the number one crypto, which is, of course, Bitcoin, with the largest market cap currently sitting at $738 billion. I will be doing a 2022 price prediction in this video, what I think Bitcoin will do this year. And, we're going to be looking both at the short, medium, and longer term here. I will be doing a more detailed analysis on the chart as well in just a second. And one of the main themes that I wanted to talk about in this video is, first off, of course, how well is Bitcoin holding up in this current market environment? We're seeing mostly bearish economic conditions across the world, especially in the stock market. And Bitcoin is actually holding up quite well in these times. And that is part of why I've bought some recently, and I'm actually quite bullish on it overall. Now, could we see a drop this year? Absolutely, right? We do have to be realistic and know that that is very possible. At the same time, it could hold up maybe better than most people think, or even see at any given point some type of pump significantly higher. So I already own some at this point. I bought some recently, and I am ready in case we do get a pump. However, on the way down, I do plan on buying more as well. This is one of the cryptos that I feel the most safe holding. Now, one of the other things that I want to mention here, you can see in this article today, Musk's Sailor inflation debate boils down to scarcity. Musk acknowledged that predominantly scarce assets such as physical property and company stocks help investors maintain their purchasing power against high inflations. And Michael Saylor's answer to this was actually pretty interesting. Over here you can see USD consumer inflation will continue near all-time highs. I agree with everything he's saying here, and asset inflation will run at double the rate of consumer inflation. Weaker currencies will collapse the flight of capital from cash, debt, and value stocks to scarce property like Bitcoin will intensify. So whether you agree with that statement or not, I think there's a lot of truth in this tweet right here. And the proof is being shown by the fact that Bitcoin is holding up so well, right? In fact, in the last 7 days alone, Bitcoin is actually up 1.2%. And if you compare that to many of the other cryptos, right, there aren't that many that have actually outperformed Bitcoin. A lot of them are actually in the red over the last 7 days, as you can see. And there are just a few exceptions, such as Terra Luna, that are really, doing well right now. But it remains a minority amongst most cryptos being in the red or very slightly up, not really beating Bitcoin's performance here, right? Even Ethereum did not actually outperform Bitcoin in the last 7 days. And I expect Bitcoin to really be a leader here, in the sense that I expect its market dominance to go up and just overall be able to hold up better than most coins. You can look at the market dominance usually on most of these coin tracking websites here. And right now the Bitcoin dominance is at 40%. I think we could pretty easily see this go back above 50% at least. Now, like I said, that doesn't mean that Bitcoin can't drop, but it just means that most of the money will be concentrated in Bitcoin, and Bitcoin will hold up better than others. So that's kind of where I see this going. Now, let's look at the actual charts to see if what I'm saying is making sense. Now, we have a lot going on here, a lot of interesting signals that we're seeing. First off, the general pattern that we're in right now is mostly a consolidation pattern, actually, surprisingly enough, where our range is approximately between this $35,000 level and on the top of it around $65,000. So we are really bouncing, and have been bouncing in this range now for several months. And we are near the bottom of this range, so it's got a little bit people worried, because of course we're seeing some tougher economic conditions. So people are kind of expecting a drop lower. And like I said in one of my previous videos, right, it is absolutely possible. We have a lot of support here at around 20k BTC. So that is a major support level in case we do get a bigger drop. And then in an absolute worst case scenario, I'm going to be looking at 15k here. Of course, any point on the way down, 30,000, 25,000, I will be trying to accumulate Bitcoin, right? I don't really care at which price I get it. My goal is to hold it, to sort of counter inflation and keep that as a safety defensive asset for a long time to come. So I'm not too worried about the buy-in price. But I just wanted to mention that even if we do get that downside, I don't really see that being too much of a reason for concern, right? Now, with that being said, in recent days, actually, we have seen some more bullish signs. In fact, we have now begun a little bit of an uptrend here as far as the actual price is concerned. Also want to point out that we have been putting in higher highs here and lower lows. So right now the pattern is actually, pointing towards a little bit of a bullish direction, like I just drew here, where we are, not skyrocketing, but we are slowly but surely actually moving a little bit higher, even though it might not seem like it as much. Now, with that being said, right, we need to take a look at all perspectives. We are currently negative on this crossover here where the 100-day moves below the 200-day moving average. So there is still downside pressure from that. We can see that we're having trouble getting back above this 100-day moving average. And where does this leave us? So basically, right now, like I said, short term, we are actually bouncing here, and that could continue. However, the main things that I think should be paid attention to here are really the 35K level and any break below, well, first off, this short-term uptrend line, and really any break back below that 35K level will pretty much guaranteed push us down to 20K in my opinion, right? We might get some support at 25K, but really that will pretty much confirm the move to 20K if we move below 35K, and that is something that could easily happen. If we get even more panic and liquidations at that point, we could see that drop to 15K. That is yet to be determined for now. We'll still need to see how we react at that 20K level. But looking at the more bullish point of view here, what we could look at is a little bit of consolidation in this range, and then all of a sudden some kind of spike higher, right? And that's something that could happen, in a matter of just a few weeks or a little bit longer. So it remains to be determined, but that's why I'm saying keep an eye on the range here. I'll go ahead and change the colors of the actual range just to put that as a reminder of, that's really the most important thing to focus on. I'll put it in blue here. This range right here between 35K and 60K is fully going to be the deciding factor of what happens next. Right now we're in this range. Right now it seems like consolidation could continue, maybe a slight uptrend, but still we're looking at that 35K support level to 65K resistance level. And I already showed you the price prediction here for the downside targets around 20K, maybe 15K at the lowest. We'll also take a look at the more bullish perspectives in case we do get that pump higher and all of a sudden get a breakout. So let me move the chart a little bit higher here. If at some point in 2022 we get that break above 65K, which could definitely happen considering all the inflation pressures and the fact that Bitcoin is a scarce asset that is really the closest to digital gold. If we do get a move above 65K, I really am expecting us to really push 100K plus here. And that's already a pretty big move because we're currently sitting right under 40K. So 100K plus would already be over 100% increase for Bitcoin, but I'm even looking more towards 120K, maybe 150K price target at the most here on a breakout for Bitcoin in 2022. And of course, if that happens, right, we would be looking at a good setup for end of year / beginning of 2023, where we could even be pushing 200K plus, 250K plus. Sky's the limit at that point, but I'd be definitely paying attention to anywhere between 100 to 150K. I'm really paying attention to that 120K level if we get a breakout here on Bitcoin at some point in 2022 above the 65K level, right? And that is really going to be, over a, let's see, we can actually calculate this right here on what that price percentage move is going to be. That'll be about a 80% increase here if we reach 120K from the 65K previous resistance level. So that gives you a very good idea of what to expect here. That's a 54K dollar move for Bitcoin. That would be a new all-time high blue sky breakout as well. So there'll be a lot of momentum, and that is the bullish perspective. So overall, like I said, a risk that we do move lower for Bitcoin, but also an asset that could fare very well during these rougher times and better than most people think. That's why I'm personally invested in it. Hopefully you enjoyed this analysis. Make sure to subscribe. Also follow me on Twitter for live crypto market updates. I've been posting so much there. You don't want to miss out on everything I've been saying. I called the Bitcoin and Luna pump and many more. So make sure to follow me on Twitter. Link to that in the description of this video. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Stay safe, and I'll see you next time.